Welcome to stage 3 of the Cambridge Latin course. Today we will be looking at declensions and cases. So here we have two Latin sentences with English translations adapted from the intraclinio exercise from stage 2. Servus pavonum portat, the slave is carrying the peacock, and pavosum portat, the peacock is carrying the slave. Now, the translation into English of the second Latin sentence is completely absurd and unrealistic. But how would we begin to determine that on the basis of grammar in the Latin? Well, let's look at the cases. In the first sentence, servus is in the nominative case, and so the subject of the sentence, whilst pavonum is in the accusative case and the object. Pavo in the second sentence in the nominative case, and so is the subject, and servum in the accusative case is the object. But let's observe something more closely. Servus is in the nominative case in the first sentence, and pavo the nominative case in the second sentence, as aforementioned. But let's look at the endings. Servus has a US ending in the nominative case. Pavo doesn't. And then let's look at the accusative case. Servum has a ending. Pavonum has an em ending. So even though servus and pavo are functioning the same way in the sentences as indicated with the nominative case, and servum and pavonum are both the objects in the sentences in the accusative case, they have different endings. But why is this? Well, in essence, it's because Latin is a language full of order and structure. And regarding nouns, Latin likes to cluster them into smaller groups, which are otherwise formally known as declensions, of which you've met 3 so far in your study of Latin. The first declension contains primarily feminine nouns, such as ancilla. The second, masculine nouns such as servus, and neuter nouns. By neuter we mean nouns which are not assigned to be either masculine or feminine. And the third declension is a bit of a bargain bucket, shall we say, with feminine, masculine and neuter nouns. And now let's look at the endings. So in the nominative case for the first declension, the ending is a. The accusative case, the ending is am. For the second declension, the nominative ending is us, as in servus, as we saw before, and the accusative case as in servum. And now for the third declension, which, like I said before, I call bargain bucket list, as one of my old Latin teachers used to affectionately call it, because anything that didn't fall into the first or second fell into the third. Hence, not only can any noun in the third declension be masculine, feminine, or neuter, but also notice that in the nominative case there is no clear pattern for the endings of the nouns. However, for all third declension nouns in the accusative case, the ending is em. So by learning declensions, we can assign accurate cases to the different forms we find for nouns in different sentences and construct meaningful and accurate translations of Latin into English. To help you practice this, please attempt this exercise of sorting the nouns in the nominative case into their relevant correct declensions. Please pause the video and have a go. And here are the answers. Next, a similar exercise with all the nouns in the accusative case. Again, please pause the video and have a go. And here are the answers again. And finally, a mixture of nouns in the nominative and accusative case. Again, pause the video for a third and final time to attempt this exercise. And here are the answers. Now, Unfortunately, I can't take credit for making this exercise. It's from a brilliant resource from the online version of the Cambridge Latin course, and I would highly recommend it for further pursuit and understanding of the Latin language as well as Latin culture. I'll leave a link in the description of the video. Thank you for watching this video on declensions and cases, and I hope you find it helpful.